a little bit, but hey, if anyone has any questions, concerns, comments to ask a world champion and then a multi-world champion, now's your chance to do it. You know, things like, how do you get sponsored? Can you send me a free code?
You got a question?
Not now. A little bit later.
Who knows?
It was how do you get sponsored? You saw us all laugh, so oh, never mind, I won't ask that question. Are we recording now already? Oh, okay, cool. Well, there's a thumbs up. All right, well, hey, thank you so much. Here at the Rock Island Arms Corps booth, number 13444, at the 2024 SHOT Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Man, I think this is like my 12th. What number SHOT Show is this for you?
Since, I would say, 99, non-stop, so 24.
Oh, my.
No, 25. That's our 25th one. Yeah.
Don't age yourself out here either, but.
I don't know, 12, 13, I don't know, 15. I started like...
You stopped counting?
I stopped. Asian is not my...
Never been back.
Asian's not your forte? What, this
is being recorded.
I know, I'm terrible with math, too. Only half Asian, though, so I got an excuse. All right, well, obviously, we are part of Team Arms Corps. You can see that not everyone is here. We're missing Casey and Athena. It's because they beat us at Family Game Day last year, so we didn't invite them this year. Casey's actually at another booth working with her dad, and then Athena, I believe, is back home with her family and all that kind of stuff. So, with that being said, we just kind of wanted to chat a little bit about what Team Arms Corps has been up to, what we got planned, and then again, if anyone at any point has any questions, please don't hesitate to raise your hand up and ask away, because we got a couple people here that...
Where's that guy from Brazil, Mauro? He's gonna ask some question for sure.
Well, there you go. So we can ask.
Tiene pregunta. Tiene pregunta. Dale, dale. Sí.
Yeah, you got to move over there so you guys...
That's a statement.
You got to stand over there so you guys can share the microphone over there, but... All right, well, starting off to my right, we've got JJ Rakaza over there. And then, of course, right here, we also have Eric Rafael. So, JJ, why don't you go ahead and start? Let's talk a little bit about what are you excited about this year for your shooting calendar?
Really, the excitement for me is more of the opportunity to be able to join the proving grounds and see that my training is working correctly. I'm making some adjustments, and obviously having some talks with Eric, all that stuff, and talking with some guys. Making some of the adjustments and making sure that I can apply it and learn it fast enough to be able to start applying it in competition, which is starting right around the corner.
What's the first match you got lined up right now?
I actually have a match on Sunday, this Sunday. It's the Florida State match, and the only reason why that's a really cool one because it's my hometown. It's 35 minutes away from my house, so I just drive in, shoot one day, and then I think it's a week later, we are competing at Extreme. And that one I'm really excited about because it starts off the year with a big match, 30 stages, 10 stages per day, so it's an opportunity for me to be able to not only get a lot of reps, but competition reps, which I didn't have a lot last year. I wanted this year to be more focused on competition as opposed to working, per se, teaching or developing other things and all that stuff. I wanted to focus more on competitions to see how my performance will lead up to the championship next year, which is ultimately all our goals, is to perform well at the World Shoot. So if I can make adjustments now, I don't have to make all the adjustments later. I just maintain.
Right, yeah, absolutely. So what are the two big ones that you got coming up so for World Shoot, what are you planning on shooting?
Right now it's up in the air. Right now I'm currently...
Or maybe should we ask Eric what he's shooting so you know not to shoot that?
That's this is really the plan right now. Is just stop shooting. We just need to stop shooting the same division.
But here's the problem that I know with Eric is that Eric sometimes will be like, oh yeah, I'll go shoot production, and then he shows up with a production optic gun, and he changes that at registration, like, oh, by the way, I decided to change this.
So one of the things that was missing for me is production. I've always wanted to do it. While my eyes are still fresh, I want to be able to chase that national title. I want to be able to chase that and maybe lead up to the World Shoot. But right now I'm scheduled and leading towards the direction of shooting production optic. But while my eyes are fresh, like I said, I want to chase the production heavily for the next, as long as I can.
Okay, well there you go. Now Eric, you obviously can't shoot as many matches here in the States with us because you're not from here. You're from France, and we can't really talk too much about how your matches affect things happen here in the States. But with that being said, what do you have? Because I mean, between your training, your academy, and then obviously your match schedule, you're just a busy dude. But yeah, what do you have lined up for this year as far as the match world goes?
Well, same as JJ, next week is the Extreme 30 stages. It's a format we know very well back in Europe. We do that already quite often. Several matches like that there. Doing it here in the US is the kick of the year. Get started. I get to shoot with JJ in the same squad, so good time to share
Different division.
Different divisions, most likely. Did you check my ATF? You know which gun I brought in? Okay, good.
Same exact one that I
So that's the first thing. Then we got a couple of matches along the year coming in. For me, the right now the main focus is bringing my son into the shooting. It's a fun duplicate to see him is already taller than me. A lot of guys told me, hey, is that you shooting on that video or is it your son? So like people was like, it's a copy paste plus minus that what we have. It's quite fun. He's natural on some stuff, which is I would say unfair. I've been working hard on some techniques and he's got them natural. So yeah. But no, that the year will be focusing on him, bringing him to the level that that makes him a good shooter and potentially a guy that can win some of the matches back in Europe, maybe on a level 3 overall. So
Of all the
which is absolutely scary because he's only been doing it for about a year and a half.
Yes.
He's already at the top level, and he's still not satisfied at what level he's currently at. He's already ready to win, but he wants to push it at that level. We just know that's just going to be unreal. At a young age, too.
at a young age, exactly.
Yeah. So of the divisions that he's shot so far, what's his favorite?
He doesn't like production, I would say, but he has to shoot production for now. For simple reason, it's the main, it's still the main division. As JJ wants to get in there, and we know why. It's the most popular division. More accessible pistols in that divisions are here. No matter which brand you choose, it's a hit. And then you get production optic, carry optic back here in the US, going up too. So those are the two main divisions, I would say. However, Formula One for us, open, remain the top of the game. So if you get there and you manage to win a title in open division, it's also a one huge kick in your career. So for me, this year is the sun pushing it forward. I know my plan in 5 years time or 6 years time now, definitely I'll shoot open division when I get to 50. So that's the main thing. I don't know for the next world shoot, but in 2 world shoot times, open division 50 and looking for the overall title.
And that would put you in senior then, right?
Senior, but I'm not looking for the senior one. It says we're still young. Even at 50 years old, we'll still be young.
You're younger than most buildings.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good way to look at it. So.
and yeah, that's a challenge. I got the title when I was junior, and overall I got it a couple of times, being 20s and 30s. No one has done the full circle of going overall when you get to senior in that open race division. So if there is one thing I need to achieve, last one, that's this one.
So is there a term for someone that does that?
The GOAT.
Well, you know what I mean, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
so what? Maybe we should call that you pulled the circle of life.
Well, there's two circles of life. There's two circles of life. For me, I would say at that point, it's Robin also, and we talked about that last night over dinner. Why not flipping? He's coming into competition and he's able to take the position at some point.
Yeah,
that will be also a nice gift for my career.
Excellent. Well, did anyone have any questions? Yeah. Okay, we got a question right here. So let's.
Be senior in 2 years? You're gonna be senior? You're gonna be a senior in 2 years?
6 years.
Oh, okay.
Senior in 6 years. So next
that's
world
plenty
shoot,
of time.
next world shoot, I'm just
Now
normal.
it's time to look at Robin. Robin is the future, okay? Okay, it's this, huh?
That's what we're working on.
I remember, huh?
Working on it.
Does anyone have any questions?
And the fruit,
you had one here.
the
Let's
fruit
hear
don't
it.
fall for the tree. This is true.
That's right.
Gentlemen professionals, question. What are your top 3 exercises by which you can tell the proficiency of the shooter?
kind of
Top 3 exercises
Physical outside the range or on the range?
on the range, by which you can tell how proficient is the shooter.
like drills.
If I'm diagnosing a student,
Well, the shooter in general. So if shooter performs the exercise, you can say, okay, he's good.
I don't have a particular drill per se or an exercise.
drill, yeah.
I'm looking for more of skill sets and how they're executing it. First, I'm looking at how their ability to control the gun. That's an easy picture. I pay attention to their structure. So first, when they walk up to the line, I look at their structure. Then the next thing is I look at how they control the gun, and the next thing is how they're pulling the trigger. If they're able to do all of that, display that well, then I start moving on to some randomized drill, whether it's either focused on accuracy or speed. Then I'm looking at certain things, like if they're working on accuracy, how steady is their gun while they're manipulating the trigger correctly, or if it's a speed, how well are they controlling the recoil in that sense. So that's what I'm looking for per se. As an overall picture with the shooter, then I'm gonna be able to work and hit and target specific areas. We'll go, this is gonna be the one that I'm gonna target. For this particular shooter, he's a speed shooter, not quite an accurate shooter. I'm gonna give him, build in a visual discipline. This is what I would do to myself, so I'm gonna teach him the way I taught myself to make it work for him.
What he said.
Exactly. I would say copy paste.
Good. Does that make sense?
No, that's definitely a great answer. So you can see it on that level. The next one you can say also, JJ's been teaching a lot. I've been teaching quite a lot. Also, John probably teaching quite a bit. Also, and we have these different, vision of how shooters perceive themselves. So you have the guy that sees himself as a beginner. You have the guy who sees him as a good shooter, and you have the guy who sees himself as a competitive shooter. And what is interesting to see is also scale and judge the guy how he perceives himself as a competitive shooter, and is he able to respond to the criteria of competitive shooting. And that also in being interesting when you scale and you judge him based on his position, structure, how he's handling the gun and everything. That's one part. You can see if he's relaxed, not relaxed. If he's stressed out by just showing you, you're like, wow, are you really sure that you're competitive shooters since so much energy is being already in place just to perform a simple exercise? You can also check him out on the psychological aspect, putting him under pressure by a different structure exercise, which includes reaction, decision, life decision while shooting, and then you can fix the thing and orientate how you want to deal with the person.
Okay, but in continuation of the question, for example, if you have shortage of time and you have to choose all the exercises, what to do, and in order to maximize your performance in this time scale, what these 3 exercises that you would choose?
I'll give 2.
All right.
I'll give 2. Accuracy and draw. With that, just accuracy, no time limit, we can see if he has a knowledge of trigger control, sight picture, right? And if you put 2 shooters on the same line and you do that drill at different distances, there's already a competition. You see the 2 person will judge themselves, right? So you can already judge by a simple exercise how they will react to the stress of, oh, this guy shot a better group than me here at 5 meters, and I still have to go to 25. How you will react there, so you get that part covered. Then you put the draw in. It includes transitions somehow, because you're starting from, let's say, starting relaxed position. The gun is ready in the holster. When you have the beep as an information of action, how does it draw? So you can see the skills, you can see the speed of reaction, you can see the speed of transfer, bringing him to the target. How much time does he spend moving the gun out, and how much time does he spend shooting at the target? And then, of course, you see the score at the end of the day.
So it's kind of judging the split between the...
Not exactly. Somehow yes, but not somehow. And there's one thing in my saying recently: time is gold, right? That's for sure. However, the pure gold in our sport is being able to shoot slow. If you have the ability to shoot slow in IPSC, you're a match winner, 100%.
Okay.
So on top of that, that was absolutely what I was going to get to. The reason why you're looking for 3 specific exercises. The reason why it's hard for him and I to give you 3 specific drill per se is what we say, is because we don't necessarily do drills. We do randomized specific orders of target or presentation or sequences, because what we're training is the ability to perform that on demand. Whether when I'm training when there's no pressure, or when I'm in a match trying to win a world or a national title, I'm trying to learn how to execute, learn the ability, the skill sets on whatever level I am, so I can perform on demand. So that's why we don't like to do drills, to do it over and over, is because I'm mastering certain things that's particular to that drill that day, and then take it off for a different day where now it's morning, maybe cold, maybe raining. Now things change, and I'm going to expect that level, and now I'm just going to be met with dissatisfaction or disappointment. So that's why ours is mostly looking at the particular skill set, the ability to repeat that, and the consistency, and the ability to perform that on demand. That's a big thing. And what he said there last was really the most important thing. The further I am into my career, I mean, I started shooting competitions 1988 to 1989 when there was only one division, iron sight, single slap, 1911. And then, throughout the years. So now 30 plus years later, the most finite skill set that I'm trying to work on and develop and master is the ability to stop and shoot an accurate shot on demand. Not speed, not fast, not efficiency. It's the ability to stop my gun from doing whatever I'm doing and shoot an accurate shot when I need to.
The last thing I would add, as a not world champion or national champion yet, but when I am teaching shooters about competition shooting and whatnot, and they want to try and get better, they want to look to get better, improve their skill sets, that right there is actually one of the biggest indicators to me if someone has the actual drive to want to get better. And that means that, everyone will want to, how do you shoot better? How do you get better? How do you get faster? But the fact of the matter is, as soon as you start showing them the work that would be required, you're going to find out real quick whether that person wants to be a better shooter or if they want the quick fix. They want to go from C class to master, grandmaster in a week, but that's not going to happen. But if you're willing to put the time, energy, blood, sweat, tears into it, that we have done over our careers, because we all were beginners at one point, but there's few people that have the talent, natural talent to pick things up quickly and execute it quickly. But Michael Jordan without hard work wouldn't have been Michael Jordan. So he had all the talent in the world, but if he wasn't willing to put the work in, he wouldn't became who he was. So for me, one of the other indicators for a shooter, whether or not they have the skill set, is whether or not they have the drive. And you can discover that real quick. First time you go out, I remember the first time I think I ever met Eric, we shot a match, they went and got lunch, and then while we were tearing down the match, he came back and shot another 1,000 rounds. And I was like, my hands are already tired. What the hell is this guy doing? Like the fact that after we'd already shot the match, I was like, oh, okay, I'm done for the day. Well, no, that was like okay, let's play, have fun, and now let's go and do some more work. So when you see that kind of mentality in a person, that's where you can also see, okay, this person I think has enough to at least become a better shooter. They might not become elite, they might not be a world champion, but I think anytime someone grows, it's pretty much a win.
Okay, thank you, John.
That was a great question.
Does anyone else have any questions for Eric or JJ? I just kind of inserted myself into that one, but there we go. Okay.
Hey Eric, two questions for you. Everyone knows that you hold your finger on the trigger guard, and you don't teach that, right?
It's not I don't teach that. I offer the 2 options.
Yeah, but why is that? Like, why do you prefer shooting with the finger on the trigger guard?
It's personal. The main reason personal is the size of my hands. I got small hands, and since I'm teaching the fact that I want the people to have their grip very high on the gun, just as low as possible next to the slide. Basically, for me, having the small hands, I have no other options to be close on the slide to have got my trigger finger in the front. But the work remains the same no matter whether you have 4 fingers down or 3 and 1. You still have the pressure on the front hand.
Thanks. And Paul wants to know, what are you going to shoot?
No, you go ahead.
Next pro shoot? Well, if you shoot in production, then I'll go production optic, I guess.
Thank you guys.
Okay, awesome. Well, any other questions? Does anyone have any questions?
Oh my God.
Whether or not it's about shooting, training is a little hard to talk about in, in small spans because, yeah, but no. Okay, well,
I have a question for Eric.
Easy boy.
I want to know
easy,
too.
Easy boy. Easy boy.
No, I want him to talk about his mental approach leading up to the match. Because we had spent some time in France prior to, and you had walked me through it, and the way you approach things, and it was slightly different than most that I've ever talked to. So I just want you to kind of share that, just a little bit of what your mental approach is and how you're going to attack the match, or what you're planning to do. Are you trying to win it all in one stage, the first day, destroy everyone, or are you going to try to?
It's a complicated answer. Let's start. Everybody start on the starting line, like racing. Well, not necessarily racing. Some racing you got already the qualifications, so we're not starting in the same position. But in our case, in practical shooting, we all start at the same position. 0 points, no points difference between the shooters, and everyone wants to win on a long run, on a long race. We'll shoot 5 days. Basically, what happened is, if you qualify 20-25 shooters that has the potential to win, let's say on your list, there are some of those 25 people who wants to strike very early on the very first day. They want to take the lead. They want to make sure that they have the impression of being in front and controlling the situation. For doing that, what they will do is they will take some risk naturally, because they need to show out that, hey, I'm the one, I'm leading it, this is how it's going to happen. However, the human factor will kick in, and they will most likely, 90%, 95% of the chances, they will crash. The problem of a crash is, again, the human reactions behind. Is it a hard crash or is it a small crash? Is it a crash like the French driver Jean Alesi, which go in the grass and then there's nothing you can do, it's done, you lost it, you lost the game, so you're already out? Or it's a small crash and you want to actually get what you lost back immediately, or you have the temper to hold off. Most likely you want to get that back right away. What do? They push again a little bit and they will crash again. So again, the placement here is we play with the mindset of the shooter, how they've been built and how they've been trained. They've been trained to deliver a win as soon as possible. And at the end, it's not that. So you move within your first day, out of 25 you have in your list, you can cut out immediately 1/3 goes out. So from 25 you go down to maybe 15 guys who are still in the same line. Plus minus, there are some points difference, but they are still in the race. And the second day you repeat exactly the same. The second day you have 15 guys there, and they say, okay, we got 10 out of the game, it's now my time to take the lead right now. And it's again way too early, unfortunately. They will do the exact same thing that the people of day one, exact same human reaction. Maybe there is one that will shine, but most likely it's not happening. Just because, simple, take the situation back in place. It's a world shoot, it's happening once every 3 years, and you taking your shot, and you're taking your shot way too early. So out of the 15 of that day 2, take another 1/3, you're down to, let's say 10 people.
Absolutely.
Take 10 people, you got 10 people. Day 3, exactly the same. It's a simple repetition until day 3. So basically, a shooter like you don't have to work before day 4, when we're down to 5 people. Now, within that day 4, we got basically 12 stages more to go on the 2 last days. It's a small match, but the real match starts now. And you approach the stages. Is it a stage for you, or is it a stage to defend? So defending meaning that you're ready to give away points, securing your position. So you're not winning that stage, but you stay in the leading pack. Your job is to stay in the leading pack until the last moment. If it's a stage for you, you can play a little bit, you strike a little bit, get some points, see the reaction, if people will try and push or not, or otherwise you just stay stable once again. And these guys there, they will start back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And once again, whoever stays in that leading pack right now, they will start to strike. Are they having the ability to strike? Yes or no? They might strike on the wrong stage because they would say, oh, it's my time to go. Is it the right stage to do it? Probably not. They do it, they crash it. And bit by bit, you get out. If you're lucky, if you're lucky, within already 4 days, you don't have to work anymore. It's already done. You already secured your position because everybody crashed before and they took their chances. If we go to, and I can set an example for me, 2017, shooting standard division, and I was against Bob Vogel. On the last day, we were the last 2 men standing at that time. Everyone behind, we had a gap, so pretty much secured distance, a safety distance already between the other shooters. So me and him. And we're going on a stage where we had double runner on one side, double runner on the other side. And that was the first stage of that day, and I remember going in there, I was shooting after him, but I could see during his walkthrough, not being sure, and I'm like, is he really doing this right now? It's not the stage you want to try. I mean, you got double runners, some hard shots here, some hard shot there, so if you want to take that risk, there's a huge, it's like placing a $1,000 bet on the roulette on one single number. It's like, what's the odds here, you know? And he's doing it. It's like, holy, all right. So, well, he's shooting in front of me. Stand by, watch what's happening, and guess what? He shot. Great time, great thing, but still 2 mics. And 2 mics, 30 points. So, just have to deal with that. Do your stage, run the stage. So back off. Instead of winning 30 points, take in your pocket 25 or 20, but just to secure the gap, because that gap creates mental rupture on his side. What he has to do, he's 5 stages left from the match to a champion title. He has to attack. Guess what? He's attacking again. He's attacking on another stage and he crashed again. Simple reaction. Then we move to another stage, stage 3 of the day, 3 stages away. I found my place to be a stage that I like, my style, swinger, moving targets, timing, and so on and so on. And I said, this time I'm going, this is my solution. Number 1, I got solution to prepped. Number 2, just in case timing goes wrong, I strike in, get the points, get the score. That's it, it's done. So basically your match is going all the way through. Not day 1, not day 2, not day 3, maybe starts on day 4, but final decision is day 5. Where, yes, if nothing is set yet, you need to go forward in order to get the title, because nobody cares about 2nd place or 3rd place, as you know and we know. It's like this. It's sport, and no matter what the sport is, 1st place matters.
You know, the other thing I'll point out about Eric and his ability to prepare himself for a match, there was obviously our time difference is very, very vast between the States and France. And so I typically know when he's awake and when he's working. But I remember one day he called me up at a very odd time. And I answered and I was like, what are you doing? He's working out. It's like, what are you doing? What time is it there? And he's like, oh, it's 2 a.m. I said, well, what are you doing at 2 a.m. working out? He goes, oh, I'm getting ready for my match. And I'm trying to adjust to their time schedule 2 weeks before he has to be at the match. So while his family is still sleeping and getting, he's waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning to have breakfast, work out, start his day, just so he can get acclimated to that time change, where I was like, I never thought of doing something like that, because WTF, that's a lot. So, well, with that being said, I think we're just going to kind of wrap this up. But however, do keep this in mind that tomorrow we will have a live session. What was that? Do we have another question, or are they just waving at you? So I feel like they're just waving at you. Okay, it's not all about you, JJ. Jesus. Anyway, we will be doing a live stream, so you guys will be able to have a chance to answer all sorts of questions and stuff like that for ourselves. Oh, do we have one more here? Okay, that's Team Aura.
Salut mon cher, ça va?
Ça va et toi?
Ça marche. Robin est bien là-bas?
Oui,
ton fils?
oui.
Il tire comme le père, non?
Portuguese or English?
Okay, in English, in Chinese, in Mandarin, everyone. The question is, I remember this guy long time ago, small one like this, in the world shot 96 in Brasilia, my city.
That's right.
Do you remember? Here, junior.
That's right.
You were first.
I was second junior.
Oh,
second place.
Jet
Yeah.
is first.
Jet was first.
Okay, the second place.
And Filipino.
Oh, Filipino. Hey, Jet now is having, you know?
No, it was Jack Lehana, actually. Jack Lehana.
Jet Dionisio.
Jack Lehana.
No, Jet.
Jack Lehana.
Yes, what's a great champion. So, you first, always first, because you a nice shooter and you're a nice guy.
Thanks,
That's it. See you. Enchanté de te voir une fois. On va essayer à tous les gens là-bas recommencer.
Ça marche.
Marche.
And I'll see you in Argentina. Yep.
Okay. Now, well, with that being said, tomorrow, do keep be aware that we will be doing a Facebook Live video at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, because we're here in Las Vegas, so why wouldn't I go by the time zone there? But you will get a chance, if you're not able to attend here, then you'll be able to get a chance to ask your questions and all that kind of stuff. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in and for attending the 2024 SHOT Show here in Las Vegas. We are again Rock Island Armory in booth 13444. 5.0E, that's new. STK 150 and 200, that's new. So we got some cool stuff for you guys to check out. So make sure you check that out. And for those of you at home, we will see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock Pacific time, right here.
See you guys tomorrow.